going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Salute to everyone that's in the building right now. Shout out to all the visionaries, man. I appreciate all you guys' love and support. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to all you guys, man. We got another great show lined up for you guys. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share today's show. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share today's show. We're going to get into it today, fam. We are going to get into it. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. If you're here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the show. Share it on your community tab. Share it on your Discord servers. Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that you share content, make sure you share this show. It's very important that you share this show. We're going to get into it today. So, y'all make sure y'all do that. We get over here to the chat room and give some shout outs. Salute to everybody that's here. Great to see everyone, man. Great to see everyone. Hope all is well with everyone, man. I appreciate y'all love and support for Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And myself, DS1 Ross, of course, man. Shout out to Just X Shaw. Greetings to you. I appreciate your love and your support. Always coming through and holding down the chat. I appreciate you, Shaw. Brandon Franklin, man. Salute, man. Salute. Hopefully you tuning in, man. Shout out to Miss Angie. Shout out to you, Miss Angie B. Always coming through and holding down the Chizat as well. Shout out to you, Miss Angie. Shout out to Miss Letitia. Good to see you, Miss Letitia, as always. Salute to Shango Zulu in the building. Salute, bro. Mac Mittens in the building. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Matt, man. I appreciate you, bro. Fierce Soul in the building. Fierce Soul in the building. Salute. Shout out to 1G. Shout out to my man 1G in the building. Shout out. Now, I got you, bro. I got you, man. I got you, Shango. Shout out to my man, Bob. What's good, Bob? What's good, man? Good to see you. Salute to you. Shout out to Miss Garnetta Brown in the building. She say, ready for this message today. As always, I appreciate you, Miss Garnetta. Shout out to Miss Mona. Good to see you, love. Good to see you as always. Good afternoon to you. I appreciate you. Shout out to my brother, Po Boy Films, in the building. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to my man, Po Boy Films. Salute. Black Paladin, what's good, man? What's good? Shout out to you, Shaw Newsom. Good to see you as always. Good to see you as always. See who else up in here. Shout out to everyone, man. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Shout out to everyone that's in the clouds. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. We're going to get into it today. And y'all see today's show. Y'all see today's show, man. Y'all see today's show. Your legacy will be what the people has to say. Your legacy will be what the people have to say about you. I mean, whether we care about what people say about us, most of us say we don't, but the majority of us do, especially when we become public figures. Especially when we become public figures. We care about what people say about us. Oh, we do. We do. We do. People may say that they don't because that's a defense mechanism. Oh, I don't care what nobody think about me. Yes, you do. Everyone does. Everyone does. Now, do you let other people's opinion about you control what you do? No, that's a whole nother thing. But people care about what people say about them. They do. So when we speak on legacy, right? I hear this word always thrown around. I've been hearing it ever since I've been in different male spaces here online, here on YouTube, and I always hear brothers talk about legacy, legacy, legacy. What's your legacy? Your legacy, your legacy, right? And when I hear them bring up legacy, all I hear them speaking about is things that can be turned over to your children or your family, but these are only financial things. These are only assets that you leave, you know, like you may leave a nice trust fund, you may leave some cars, a few businesses, and those things are great. Those things are great. If you're able to do that for your children, that is awesome. If you're able to leave them a nice nest egg of money, that's awesome. Because trust me, trust and believe, when you're gone, your children are going to need that money to grieve correctly. Trust and believe. Your children are going to need some money to grieve. And I'm going to say this to you people too who are parents, such as myself. Don't think whatever you leave your children, money-wise, don't think that they're not going to blow some of that shit when you're gone. They are. They are. Because they need time to grieve. And if they have a nice amount of money where they could maybe go on a vacation, and just stay away for a while so they can grieve correctly. I need you to understand as parents that you have no control of what your kids do with what you leave them. Understand this. You have no real control, especially if you're gone and they're adults. If you leave and they're adults, you really can't put any stipulations on behind what you left because they grown. You see, a lot of you guys throw this word legacy around as if it's just something that we leave our children or we leave this place. We throw it around as if it's just some tangible thing. But we never stop and think about your legacy being what people say about you too. You see? You're not a great man just because you went out and you worked all your life and you saved some money and you left your kids some stuff. That don't make you a great man. That make you responsible. That don't make you a good man. That don't make you a great man to other people. That don't even make you a great man to your children and your family. Because there's a lot of pieces of shit who leave fortunes for their families. And see, this is what we're going to talk about today. Your legacy, or part of your legacy, is also what the people are going to say about you. Understand this. What people say about you, the impression you've left on people, is part of your legacy. Don't think that it's not. Your legacy is not, okay, I wrote a book, I had a degree, I had 2 businesses that I started and now I'm able to turn them over to my children. That's part of your legacy also. But you know what else? You know what else they're going to say? They're going to speak on the character of the person. They're going to speak on your character, brother. See, don't think you're going to move away from that when you're dead. People are not going to really brag about the shit that you left. the tangible shit. They're going to talk about how you treated people, just who you were, not what you had, but just who you were. See, that denotes whether somebody is going to miss you. That denotes if anyone ever loved you. Is what they're going to say about you when you're gone. What are your children going to say about you? Okay, you left them all of that, but what are they going to say about you? What are they going to say about you? What do they have they can go and look back at and see their dad in the light that everyone speaks of him? See, brothers, you got to understand, this is part of your legacy also. You see? This is part of your legacy also. A lot of y'all run around and use this legacy word very loosely. And before we get into the video, let's go and give a direct definition of the word legacy. Legacy, a gift. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you're here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the show. Hit the like button and share the show. Legacy, a gift by will, especially of money or other personal property. Something transmitted by or received from an ancestor or predecessor from the past. An amount of money or property left to someone in a will. Synonyms: bequest, inheritance, heritage, bestowal, benefaction. Now let's look at this synonym: heritage, or inheritance. Let's look at that. Inheritance. Things that your children will inherit. Things that your children will inherit. They're going to also, in your passing, in your departure, your children, your family, they will inherit what comes behind your reputation. So all of this stuff that's being said about Kevin Samuels, his children are they're going to have to deal with this. Just like R. Kelly's children has to deal with what happened to their dad and what their dad was doing, what their dad got caught doing. His children have to live with that. Kevin Samuel's children are going to have to live with that. They're going to have to live with people sending them clips of their fathers disrespecting people, men and women. They're going to have to live with this. They are going to inherit this. I need you to understand this, fellas. So you're running around here treating people like garbage when you die, and people tell everyone how much of a piece of shit you were. Your children are going to have to live with that. Your children are going to have to live with that. Trust and believe. And don't let your parent be a public figure. It's even worse. It's even worse. So understand, when we're talking about legacy, we're also speaking on inheritance. What will your children inherit due to the way you've treated people? Because when people see your children, they're going to see you. They're going to look for certain qualities that's in you. They're going to look for it in your children. Understand this, fellas. I'm not sitting here saying we need to be perfect, but we need to watch how we treat people. We need to watch that. Because at the end of the day, that's a part of your legacy also. That's a part of your life's work also. Your appearance value, how other people view you. That's important when we're talking about legacy, because you can be a man who left your children something, but that don't mean you were a good man. You see? See, I want to leave my children something and leave a message behind my legacy. It's not just going to be, oh, I left my children some businesses and I left them some money, but their father was a piece of shit who didn't know how to talk to people, who did bad business with people, who disrespected people all the time. See, I don't want to be known as that. Because you know what they're going to say? Hey, man, your dad accomplished a lot, but he still was a piece of shit. He ain't know how to talk to people. He was horrible. He was rude. He was nasty. He didn't know how to apologize to people. He was a narcissist. You see that? That's part of your legacy too. And I'm getting ready to play a video. Rest in peace to Jewell, or Jewel, however she pronounced her name, recording artist from Death Row Records. This was one of her last interviews. And she spoke on legacy in this interview. She spoke on legacy. And this is what I want brothers to pay attention to. Because a lot of what we say, as far as women and the things women do, you're going to hear this woman in this video. You're going to hear exactly how a lot of them feel and what's going on with a lot of them also in this interview. I know a lot of you may have heard the clip with Cardi B saying that she don't want to do drill rap anymore because it activates demons. She's tired of doing this music because it's breaking her down. She just wants to be a mother now. See, what Cardi B is basically saying, fellas, is she wants to leave a legacy that her children can respect. Okay, I shook my ass. I told the world I was a thought. I did all of this shit. I did this shit because I needed money. I sold my soul for money, but now I want my soul back because I don't want my children to grow up and to see me as somebody other than their mother. See, this is the reason why it's no need for shame, blame, and explain. Because, see, everyone's adults. Everyone's adults, man. But we're gonna go into it a little more. Let me cue up this video. Shout out to Miss Vanessa Wells in the building. Third Ward in the building. Salute. Peace to the God King. Salute, y'all. Salute, salute. So let me share my screen. Share my screen. Okay, okay. Fair use, fair use. Let me put up my fair use banner also. Fair use, fair use. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue. This was an awesome interview. Y'all can also go and subscribe to the brother's channel. He's doing some great things with older artists. So make sure y'all go and check out that channel, Art of Dialogue, man. Go and check them out. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Shout out to everybody in the building. Like I said, make sure y'all like and share the show. Make sure y'all like and share the show.
Tim has heard this.
Y'all let me know if y'all heard that. Can y'all hear? Let me know if y'all can hear. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear. Jewell was fine still, too. Even in her older age, she fine as hell. Y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear. Okay, okay. She fine as hell still.
But the other 2 people by you never heard it.
Okay.
The doctor gave me 6 months to live. They know. So her and Jewell, my son, never heard it. So that's why I sped up the album and I sent you what I sent you because he gave me 6 months. So I wanted to do something positive than just all the dick sucking records and pretty much what was popular back in those days.
You're right.
So my grandkids can have something that they're proud of.
You heard that? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? See why we don't need to shame, blame, and explain these women. Because there's a such thing called mortality that kicks in at a certain age. That kicks in when you experience traumatic things in life. Your mortality kicks in and reality sets in. You don't need to keep shaming these women, telling these women they need to lose weight, they need to do this. They know goddamn well what they supposed to be doing. They know goddamn well what they supposed to be doing. You heard what that woman just said? Let me replay it. All this SBE shit going on. Let me replay it.
Tim has heard this, but the other 2 people by you never heard it.
Okay.
The doctor gave me 6 months to live. They know. So her and Jewell, my son, never heard it. So that's why I sped up the album and I sent you what I sent you because he gave me 6 months. So I wanted to do something positive than just all the dick sucking records and pretty.
You heard that, fellas? So get off Cardi B, get off Megan, get off all that shit. All they do is twerk in restaurants. All they do is twerk everywhere. All they do is do this and that. They grown-ass women. They know what they're doing. You see, she was one of the top chicks back in her time who was talking thought shit. You heard what she just said. You heard what she said she used to rap about. So this was Jackie O, this was Trina, this was Cardi B. Back then, her, the queen of the West Coast, her right here. Rest in peace to this sister. She just passed away. The doctor told her she had 6 months to live. You don't need to keep shame, blaming, explaining these goddamn women. These women know what they doing. They know what they doing. You ain't gonna shame them to get in shape. You ain't gonna shame them to stop twerking on tables, nigga. You're not. These women know what they're doing. And they know what they want to be, what life they want to live when they get older. They know how they want to be respected. You heard what she said? Let's listen to it again.
Pretty much what was popular back in those days.
You're right.
So my grandkids can have something that they're proud of their Nana Jewell.
So her grandchildren can have something to be proud of from their grandmother. So her grandchildren, this is legacy now, can have something to be proud of from their grandmother. So you think by shaming these women, they're going to straighten up to give you something to be proud of? And you heard also what she said, right? She also said she was doing the music that was hot back then. That same music is still hot today. So you had thought music back then. You have thought music today. And you got people like Cardi B who's ready to call it quits already. Because she's already not proud of herself. That's why she went out the industry. Because she want her children to have something to be proud of. She want to be a mother. She want to be a mom. You see? It's part of your legacy. Giving your family something to be proud of. That's part of your legacy also. Not leaving a bunch of money they could go and party and bullshit with. And a bunch of businesses they don't know how to run. You see? At least give them something to be proud of. If you don't leave them none of that shit, at least give them something to be proud of. At least when you're gone, they could say, well, my daddy was somebody I could look up to. He was a man who didn't have much. He was a man who worked hard, but he gave me principles. He gave me the internal values of life. Now it's on me to go out and get the external. But my father gave me something to be proud of. How many of you men can say that? How many of you men want your children to be able to say that about you? See, that's part of your legacy also, what people will say about you. Let's continue with the video. Shout out to everyone who's here. Hit the like button, hit the share button.
So when I talked to Sharita, she didn't even know. And I said, this guy, Art, he doesn't know that I'm about to probably give him what would become some of the most. Because remember when I asked you how do you break your interviews down, and you was like, oh, I do them sometimes 15-minute statements. Just you're probably gonna have some of the most iconic footage out there before I do this final documentary. Because it's not gonna be long. But I beat the odds because 2019 was my first diagnosis, and I have all the paperwork to substantiate the longevity of my life. I died at Walmart and they brought me back to life. Now, Jewell was around for that. And the guy that actually saved my life, he used to be an EMT in Puerto Rico. And his name was Javier. So he was the one that actually pumped me until the ambulance got there when I stopped breathing at the register and saved my life. So I've held this from most of my family because I've always tried to be the strong one and not really let them know what was going on with me, because
Now y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? Now you always get up here saying, oh, black women always want to be strong. You know, y'all don't need to be doing that. But guess what? Later on in life, they learn that that wasn't good for them. You don't need to keep shaming them. That's not going to help them realize it. You know what's going to teach them? Life. Life will teach them. Life will teach them. They don't want to listen to you. Life will show them. Life showed her. Life showed her. Just like life is showing Cardi B. Just like life is showing Nicki Minaj. These women don't want this life. A lot of these women, they don't want it. They don't. The older they get, they realize the choices that they've made. You see? Because these women understand something about legacy also. It's not just a man thing. Women understand something about legacy also. Women want to be respected too. When they die, they don't want nobody calling them hoes and thoughts either. Don't you know that? Don't you know that? Better wake up and learn life. Shout out to Auntie in the building. Hey, Mocha, what's going on?
I just didn't want them to know. So I'm giving you a very special blessing right now. And I feel good about it because Sharita told me you was a good dude. And all the stuff you did for Gonzo's family, I want to be instrumental in these videos and put some more money back in your pocket, because not too many people would just come out of their pocket to make sure artists that have never given them anything has a proper burial. So me and Brandy, and she didn't know at the time, sister, give me a tissue. We just started. It's so funny because when I first came up with Rawhide, it was recording artists with health issues. We've been losing a lot of our recording artists lately. And
y'all heard what this woman came up with? This is why I'm speaking for me. It's why I always had an issue with the manosphere going mainstream. Did you hear what that woman just said? That woman just said she came up with something called Rawhide. Rawhide. Recording artists with health issues. Recording artists with health issues. Because there's a lot of recording artists that's in the industry that's dying from health issues. Dying from their old ways of life. And no one cares. No one cares. It's no one there to speak up for their legacy, to tell their story. There's no one there. Do y'all see why I was always against it? Do y'all see why? Do y'all understand why? Do y'all get it? Because this is what the mainstream does. This is what it does. Because they don't care how the world sees you. They don't care. But as you can see, as time goes on, man, people begin to care. People begin to care about, because your reputation is part of your legacy. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. Your reputation is part of your legacy. See, I need y'all to understand this. Everybody likes to throw around this word, legacy, 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 legacy. But what about your reputation? You know that's part of your legacy, right? The shit that you was known for. The shit that you was known for doing. How you was known for treating women. How you were known for treating your children. How you were known for treating your co-workers. The people who work for you. The people who work under you. That's part of your legacy, brother. How people remember you. Legacy is not just going to get a bunch of IRAs and Roth accounts and all of that shit. And savings bonds and CD accounts. And that's not just your legacy, man. Because I'll be damned if my children go to the bank and collect all of that shit and say, well, my dad still was a piece of shit. At least I got some money, though. I'll be damned if my legacy be left like that. I'll be damned. And trust and believe, a lot of people don't want to be left and remembered that way. A lot of people. Let's get back to the video. Hit the like button, hit the share button, y'all. Cash App is going across the screen. Donate to the show, y'all.
I told her to start a Facebook page called Raw High, recording artists with health issues. And we're going to randomly help one recording artist from the 80s or the 90s. Because at that time, you know, the record companies, they didn't get you health insurance. So you basically had to pay for everything medically out of your pocket. And at that time, they wasn't telling you to like sign up for Lords of London and, you know, protect your voice and stuff like that. Your most valuable assets. So a lot of these people like Gonzo.
Notice what she just said. Your most valuable assets, your voice, not your degree, not your cars, not your jobs, your voice. Your voice, what's coming out your mouth. They were never taught to protect that, which is their intellectual property, which we already know that most of these recording artists were railroaded, because this is what happens to us in the mainstream. Because all we see is the lights and a big old check. So we don't protect ourselves. And this is what she just said. There's a lot of artists in the industry that's not protected. They have no medical insurance. None of that stuff. They didn't know about any of it. So you really think these young artists today know? You think they know? Shows you just how much you're not really cared for in the mainstream. Because when you die, they want black people to leave a shitty legacy. See, when you die, all they want the world to remember you for is you being a recording artist. You see? Not you being a great dad. Not you being a great man to people. They just want you to be known as the top-selling recording artist. They'll never write the great man Kobe Bryant. They wrote one of the greatest NBA players ever. Like that's all he was. Like that's all his legacy denotes. You see? So everybody on here talking about, we here to protect Kevin Samuel's legacy. How? How you going to protect his legacy? By fighting for his reputation, some shit that he didn't do? He left the legacy that he left. What people are saying about him, that's part of his legacy because they're speaking on shit that he's done. That's part of your legacy. If you're a public figure today, I did a whole video, I did a whole stream about your digital footprint. That's your resume today. What you do and say online, people draw from, that's who you are. And he blew up on the internet. He blew up from saying controversial shit to people. So this is what people are going to remember you for. They're going to remember you for calling that woman average at best. They're going to remember you calling women fat and saying women were going to die alone. They're going to remember you for that because that is what you said to people. That is what you said to people as a public figure. Not as you, Kevin Samuels, the regular guy at work. No, we're talking about the celebrity, the public figure. on a huge platform like YouTube, you told a woman she was average at best. That's why it went viral. That's what people are going to remember you for. They're going to remember you for what you said right here. Just like they're going to remember Jewell from her songs and the shit she used to sing about. But she also wants to be remembered for who she really was, not just as a recording artist, but who she really was. We never got a chance to see who Kevin Samuels really was because he never gave us a glimpse of it. He always was in character mode. So this is what people are going to remember him for. You can be upset all you want. The facts are the facts. You cannot change their perception of Sammy the Bull's legacy. Sammy the Bull will forever be known as a snitch. I don't care what you say. I don't care how much you like him. He's a rat. That's his legacy. His legacy is him being a rat. And if you ever watch the show Mob Wives, all of those women had to live with the reputation of their fathers, uncles, and husbands who were in the mob. That's part of their legacy. See, we can't forget this. We can't forget this. Just like those songs where Jewell was talking about, you know, giving head and how these men ain't ready for her box. Just like that's part of her legacy. She wanted something else to be part of her legacy. So she created something else. Something that would help other people. Recording artists with health issues. You see? Let's get back to the video. Fair use, family.
And Nate Dogg, they died without really any money to take care of their kids, their families. So we started a Facebook page called Rawhide Productions and Rawhide Incorporated. And we're gonna use whatever money from the donations and actually assist, like you did, in burying some of these people that don't have life insurance, maybe paying for some of the hospital bills, or in my case, a double lung transplant, which it ain't, well, I ain't gonna say that because God is a good God. I might can come up with $1 million within the next 6 months. But I'm a joyful person. Like, they're really sad right now because I never said nothing to them, but I lift their spirits because God is a good God. And I live actually past 2 years of my death sentence. And I probably came close to death 4 times, aside from this lung injury illness. So we're going to take a small break while I clear my face and straighten up my makeup.
Now, this woman is from the industry, the mainstream, at a time where drug usage, just like today, is at an all-time high. It was all the cocaine you could sniff, all the crack you could smoke. She from that era. She from that era. She from New Jack City era in the music business. You see? If you got anybody in your family that's from that time, they coming up in an age where their health is starting to deplete because of their former lifestyles. You see, you don't have to do SBE. All that shit gonna catch up to them. All the hoeing, all that's gonna catch up to them. Life gonna teach them. You see? Life gonna teach them. Life gonna show them. Is this what you really want to be? This what you want to be known for when you die? So you want to be That's what you want to be known for? Life gonna do that. See, fellas, we need to be worrying about how the hell we gonna die and what people gonna say when we die. You see? See, because you could talk all that man shit, but when you die, people gonna say you was a man. And what type of man? What type of man were you? Huh? You want to be one of those Papa was a Rolling Stone niggas, huh? Wherever he laid his hat was his home ass nigga. But when he died, you heard the song. You want that to be you. That's a good legacy to leave. Papa was a Rolling Stone. That's a good legacy to leave. Huh? It's good for you to leave so many children out here that when you die, some of your children don't even know you dead. That's a good legacy to leave, huh? Huh? Oh, okay. Let's get back to the video.
But I wanted to make sure you, young man, because you do so much good out there with getting the right information, because you get to the root of where the info comes from and you try to give the fans and other people a chance to know the truth. And I respect you so much, my brother. I really do. So October 29th, Love Plus Pain Equals Music is coming out. And I will be able to leave something positive to my legacy other than just the degrading songs. And I mean, they were fun. I'm not gonna lie. They were fun to do at that time because that's what was selling. Too Short did bitch. And
y'all heard her? So I have something positive to leave besides all of the degrading things. Oh, these women don't care about their kids. And you heard what she said? And she kept it 1,000. She said the songs were fun. They were fun. And at that time, that is what was selling. What did I tell y'all years ago about the gender war? It was a hustle. It is what was selling. You see? It was what was selling. That music is still selling today. Just like degrading women music is still selling today. Gang banging music is still selling today. She wants to leave a legacy, something good, besides all of the degrading shit. Exactly. Why do you think Snoop stopped the pimping shit? He stopped promoting pimping and being a pimp. Why? Because he works with children now. He works with families. That's going to only be a snapshot of his legacy. You see? Your legacy is part of your legacy is your reputation, what people will say about you. What people will say about you. This woman didn't want to die being known as one of the first women to rap thought music. She didn't want to die with that memory of her. She didn't. So let's keep it going. Let's finish up.
Back in those days, that's what we was doing. So it was very fun to do. But art, the dialogue, and my homie Kyle, who I just met. You guys are going to have some epic footage because you are very well deserving. When a person gives his heart to help others and asks nothing in return, God, he appreciates that. And he wants you to know you're doing a great job. Some of it, they don't always understand the way you have to go about getting your information, but you're a good dude. And I want to thank you for this opportunity to do the interview with you. And I want to say God bless you, and may he continue to bless all your endeavors, because you're a good dude. Art the dialogue.
Rest in peace to Jewell. And as y'all can see, man, your legacy will be what people say about you. Don't ever forget that. You can't escape what people are going to say about you when you're dead. But what people are going to say about you, they're going to speak on how you treated them and how you treated others. How you treated them and how you treated others. That's why they say, be careful how you treat people. Be careful. Because you may not never get a chance to make that situation right with them. You may not ever get that chance. So be careful how you treat people, because you're going to be remembered for that. You're going to be remembered for that also, along with all the other things. So fellas, be careful how you treat people. Be careful how you allow yourself to be treated. because that speaks to your reputation, and your reputation is part of your legacy. You can't have a shitty reputation and have a great legacy. Understand this. Understand this. You cannot be known for shitting on people and still be known as a good dude when you die. No, you're going to be known as the guy who was a shitty guy. Period. We don't care how many cars you left, how many businesses you left. We don't care about none of that shit. You were a piece of shit. It's just that simple. Because that's part of your legacy also. Now you can leave your cars, you can leave all of that, your Rolexes, you can leave all of that. That's cool. But you still was a piece of shit. Okay? That's how they're gonna do you. Hey man, thanks. Still was a piece of shit though. And that's how that's what they're gonna say to your family. Hey man, you know, he accomplished a lot, but he still was a piece of shit though. He still ain't know how to treat people who work for him. He's still a piece of shit. Yeah, he did a lot. He wasn't a good guy. He wasn't good to be around. You see? That's part of your legacy also, what people will say about you. And how you treat people is what people are going to say about you. You see? See, because what people remember the most, and remember this, fellas, what people remember the most, more than what you buy them, they remember how you treated them. I want brothers to really, if you didn't take nothing from this stream, take that from today's show. Take that from today's show. More than anything, people remember how you treat them. Your children, your woman, your mama. They're going to remember how you treated them more than how much money you spent. They're going to remember how you treated them. And that's what they're going to say about you when you're no longer here. That's a part of your legacy also. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share today's show. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share today's show. What's up, Just Jay? I see you. I see you. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. She said, I may not remember exactly what you said, but I will always remember how you leave me feeling. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. If you enjoyed today's show, Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV is where you can go. It is going across your screen, or you can simply hit the super chat. I appreciate all the love and the support. If you hit the Cash App, I appreciate you. Much love to everybody for coming through. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Also, get down. I want you to get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about today's show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to all of the visionaries. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.